Hey Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your deep love read. So I'm going to be doing 3 different spreads, one for singles, one for committed, and one for complicated. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below. I hope you guys are doing great today. Remember guys, these are general messages. Please take what resonates, throw out the rest, and don't try to make it fit. So we're going to be doing 3 different types of reads today. So I'm going to start with the Hermit read first of all. So put the Hermit card in the center, and we're going to be dealing with our single Sagittarius friends with the Hermit energy. So just a fun, different kind of approach. For the committed, I'm going to be doing a lover spread, and then for the complicated, I'm going to be doing a death spread, because typically something needs to be transformed in that area. And sometimes we resonate with more than one energy. So, you know, see however you feel. However you feel. Hope you guys are doing great today. We got the cards are popping here. Let's see what we have here so far. So we have the Sun. Oh, this is good. Okay, so we have 1. This was 2. Felt. This is 3. Emotions. What it is that you want. What's holding you back. What's going to help you move forward, what you hope for, and what the outcome is. Okay, looks good. It certainly does look good. Okay, so the Hermit energy. So the Hermit energy, I mean, is really about going within for clarity and really being on a journey to problem solve when it comes to an area that is really by all rights not working in the way that you would like it to work, right? That really is, it's a Virgo energy, and Virgo's all the problem solvers of the zodiac, right? And very concerned, the Hermit's very concerned about our mental, physical, and emotional health as well, right? So it really is focusing on, you know, what maybe didn't work in the past, how do I feel now, where do I want to go, and you know, really answering all of those, you know, big questions. So let's look at some past events that might have played a role in you being single or in, you know, where you are right now. So we do have the Knight of Wands energy. So, you know, straight up, listen, some of you may just feel like you weren't ready. You know, you were feeling like really creative. Maybe you were focusing on your work, you know, really had a lot of ambition, just focusing on your ambitions and what it is that you wanted for your life. So a lot of you may have been absolutely in that space. Others of you, you might have been really in a space of trying to move forward with somebody, right? But you felt really blocked. You know, you could have felt blocked in the past, right? But then, you know, realizations came to pass, like within a relationship maybe that you were in, where you realize maybe it's just not going to work. Maybe you were dealing with somebody who was really flirtatious, somebody who was just a little too much outside of the relationship. I mean, because that could always come up with the Wand energy, because Wand, it could be somebody who's very creative, right? So you can look at the wand as a pen or an art brush, but you can also look at it as a phallic symbol, right? Because it does also indicate, you know, the idea of procreation and also just of wanting for many people wanting to create a family, but for other people just wanting to play around in that area. So you may have been wanting to play around in that area. You might have been dealing with people in the past who were very much like that. Even if they weren't in reality, the idea of them being that way could certainly be it. You may have also been dealing with somebody in the past who was just 100% focused on their ambitions and their drive and paying very little attention to the actual relationship. So it could have been you focused on your ambitions with them. It doesn't really matter. And I'm saying you because maybe you haven't been with somebody for a really long time. Others of you, maybe you just got out of something, right? So everybody's situation is going to be a little different. But I see this Knight of Wands as being like this past event situation that you were with. Maybe you were with somebody who you were really attracted to, who's really exciting and all of that, but had these other issues where they like to entertain other energies as well, right? So it could be any variation on any of those fronts. But we have the impact of the past. We have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is this very strong desire to have everything that you see in your mind's eye as far as the family thing, right? That contentment, feeling secure, you really want a partnership, right? And you really want to open yourself up to that deep communication, beautiful romance. You want the family, you want all of that, and whatever that means to you, right? It doesn't necessarily have to mean having children. We could be family just with each other, right? Within a relationship, or our extended family. So whatever it means to you. But whatever happened here, I feel like maybe made you realize what you want. So maybe you were playing around, Sagittarius, you know what I mean? Maybe you were not taking things as seriously maybe as you should have in the past. And now you're realizing, well, you know what? I'm realizing now because of that, like I actually want to move forward in something that's a little more like sane, for lack of a better term, right? I mean, where there's this security and this contentment, right? It's contentment. It's, you know, it's a nice energy. So your emotions right now, we have the sun, which is beautiful. I mean, it's just it's impossible to see anything negative out of this. I mean, it really is just being, it's an energy of success, growing a beautiful connection. This is where your emotions are. You feel very ready for it. Some of you may be in this space where, you know what, especially because you're Sagittarius and this is what the sun means, you just want to go on a vacation. Some of you might be in the space where you just want to go away and just get away from all the crazy, but really good. I mean, so I'm seeing that even though you're single, I'm seeing your emotions are in a good space. Okay. Now, as far as your ambition, as far as relationship goes and what you actually want, you want to change because we have the death and rebirth card. So, and this is Scorpio energy, which is modern ruler is Pluto. So it's like you really want to change. You want to make some serious big changes, transformation. You want to move on. Now, in numerology, the link to this is the Emperor. And the Emperor is all about being in charge of your life, large and in charge, making a lot of decisions, and also the Emperor is a very faithful energy as well. So you might be feeling like you're approaching a time where you're very ready to just kind of be more faithful to a situation, more faithful to a relationship, and just end the way something was, because you're realizing that the way you've been living is no longer meeting your overall needs, right? And you really want to manifest something differently for yourself so that and incite a new beginning for yourself, having to do with relationship, which, you know, seems like a really nice energy. But what's holding you back is this Five of Swords energy. So the Five of Swords, 5 is the number of conflict. This could be a little challenging in that the Five of Conflict is like this, it's like this discrepancy or this clash between what you really want and your reality. So what you really want for yourself, right, in your mind's eye, may be very different than what's being presented in your reality. So maybe you want a certain kind of person, but you're only meeting other kinds of people that just you're not really resonating with them. Or maybe you want somebody from the past, but you just can't have them back right now, right? But it's like this tension, ongoing conflict that, you know, you're not going to really like win. It's more about accepting and then seeing sort of how everything rolls out. But you need to accept that whatever happened in the past happened in the past. If what you're feeling this energy about concerns another person, you have to understand that you can't mitigate the way somebody else feels. You can't make somebody feel a certain way, right? You just can't. I mean, we can communicate with each other and hope that our intentions are expressed very clearly, and we can hope that's going to be accepted by the other person in the way that we intend, right? But we can't mitigate that if it's not fixable. Do you know what I mean? So this does allow for you to sort of recognize that you can't fix the unfixable in a situation. Whatever happened, okay? And don't allow that to hold you back, because again, this is the holding back energy. So you don't want to waste too much of that, you know, Aquarian air energy, right? Because this is in astrology, this is Venus in Aquarius. I'm really trying to think about how things are going to be moving forward. You don't want to end up doing like reverse rumination here, where you're really over focusing on whatever happened in the past. You kind of really do have to let that go. Now, what's going to help you do that is we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a really nice energy, right? This is the energy of like all the earth signs, very auspicious for your life right now. Happiness and contentment, getting what you desire, really focusing on that, right? And that's going to help you move forward, is focusing on what your needs are, being really honest with yourself and figuring out how to achieve what you want, right? And this does indicate a foundation of stability to be able to do that. Like, don't doubt your own luck right now, because you really do deserve it. It seems to me like as soon as you release and accept, the past is the past, toothpaste is out of the tube, whatever happened, happened. I'm ready to be happy now. I'm ready for this. But really getting in touch with whatever that Five of Swords is that's holding you back, that's going to release the energetic block, and that's when something beautiful is going to come in. But the thing is, too, I want to mention with the Ace of Pentacles, often comes up as also as like friends, people at work, maybe family members. There could be, you got to have your like jealousy meter turned up a little bit right now. And I'm not saying for you to like look for it, just have your meter turned up. Because you might have people in your midst who are actually quite jealous of you. And you want to make sure that you don't end up with an energy that's jealous of you too. You know, I know it sounds weird, but it happens a lot in relationships. And I find a lot of the readings that I do, this happens to Sagittarius a lot, where there's people who are just jealous of Sagittarius energy. And I know cross watchers are going to hate that I'm saying that, but because Sagittarians are, like, besides being smart and philosophical and interesting and loving travel and being very fiery and very passionate, there's like this thing, like Sagittarians have this thing about them that make them quite unique. They really do, because it's like this beautiful combination of young and old in a Sagittarian, because the axis is Sagittarius and Gemini. Gemini is the same thing. Gemini has that thing that it just attracts people. And a lot of people hate Geminis and hate Sagittarians because of that, you know? So anyway, I digress. Be careful of people who may be trying to like rain on your parade, because you're coming to some beautiful realizations, some beautiful reckonings within yourself, and you're really opening yourself up. And it does seem like, because right, you guys are ruled by Jupiter, it does seem like when you lift the blocks, something really nice is going to happen, because then look at we have what you hope for is the strength energy. Strength is Leo. Leo's the fifth house of falling in love, romance, love affairs, what you do because you love to do it. This is like an energy too, where if you have felt tested in the past having to do with relationship, things are going to go much better for you, right? There's a lot of attraction here. Keep in mind though, like the strength energy is a fire energy. So this is the kind of thing though where you definitely want somebody who you're very attracted to, but who you feel really good friends with as well. And you know, yeah, doesn't everybody want that? A lot of people want that in theory, but they don't really look for it. Like, you're going to be really looking for that. That's a Leo thing. Like, Leos are very passionate, they're very romantic, but it's very important to Leos that they feel like they can be really tight friends with their partner, because there is this intuitive understanding that as passionate as they are, and as, you know, into all of that, all of the passion that they are, there is this sort of intuitive understanding that wherever our Leo energy is, we understand that life happens. And so somebody might look fabulous and beautiful right now, today, but they may not maintain that appearance, right? So the relationship and the energetic connection is so valuable and so important, and you're really going to be honing in on that, right? You really want to have somebody who you can philosophize with, and somebody who you can enjoy really fun experiences with, be it travel, whatever it is. You really want to do that. You want to be friends, but you also want to have that beautiful level of attraction as well, and the outcome looks like you are going to get it with the Queen of Cups. So really nice energy. This is a falling in love energy, really making something work, and you're going to be very loving and giving right now. I mean, this is beautiful, right? Like right now, Sagittarius, you're trying very hard to make the world a better place. You guys are the north node of the south node of the moon. There's a lot of release going on wherever our Sagittarius energy is. And it's release of stuff that we don't need in our energy anymore. So I really like this because this tells me that if you're meeting somebody like this, they have a very high emotional intelligence. They're not afraid of intimacy. They're not afraid of what it takes to be in a relationship. This energy also treasures what she values, including her relationships. So this could be you. This could be the energy that you're going into, that it does seem like you are meeting somebody here, though. So really beautiful. We have Leo, strength, cool. We have the 8, all right. Listen, you're transforming. So I like it. I like that we got the 8. Right? We get the number 8, which is the 8th house. The 8th house is Scorpio energy. And Scorpio is the death and rebirth, which is the best action to take. This is all about transformation. It's also how we show up as a we in relationship. So 8th house has to do with your money with your partner's money, right? Communication shared between the two of you. Intimacy shared between the two of you. And then we have the moon energy. So I like you. I feel like you're going to be working through your moon energy, honestly. Like maybe in the past there was confusion and disappointment and you felt let down by past relationships that pushed you to make a love decision. But right now you're in the space where it's like, okay, I'm really going to allow myself to feel what I'm feeling deep inside. And I'm going to allow myself the opportunity for change and growth and transformation. I think this is probably like the best single read I got in this round so far. 4th house, roots, beautiful. Family, home, yeah. Metaphorical home space. Cancer energy, yeah. Why not? Move away from the toxicity. 4th house is Cancer, right? Cancer is the 4th house. So, you know, Cancer is connected in numerology to the Chariot energy as well. There's this interconnection between the two in numerology. So I do like that. And also, you know, if we go even a step further, I'm like connecting everything here. But the 4th house is a Chariot energy, and in numerology, the Chariot is the Tower. So it is about moving away from a line of thinking, a way of thinking that's not serving you. And it's about having this epiphany and realizing how you have been holding yourself in this sort of like protective tower. But now the lights are coming on and it's falling down, and you're realizing that if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. And you don't want that anymore. You're going to bring really nice things to yourself as a result of that. You're going to allow, right? It's about like allowing. Let's just close up with a couple of whispers of love. Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you so you will always consider them. Beautiful. Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Oh, this could just simply mean that romance is coming in, which it does seem like. Physical touch. Hey. Yes. Very nice. Beautiful. Physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. So beautiful. It looks really good for you who are single. All right. So let's go on to our committed relationships. So we're going to do a Lovers spread for those of you who are in a committed relationship. So the Lovers is a Gemini energy, and this always indicates the need to make a decision in love. So something going on that maybe you need a little guidance on, or make something that you need to make a decision in within either your relationship or something that's going on in the life that you guys share together. Okay, so let's get an idea of what that might be, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. So this is the decision in love. So Hierophant is one of the marriage cards, first of all, but it also has to do with committed partnerships, celebrating the sacred in your relationship. It also does have to do, though, with expectations, conformity, commitment, tradition, emotional development. You know, these are things that I feel like these were things that needed to be looked at. So maybe you guys were in a space where it's like, should we get married? Or needing to look at maybe some sort of cultural situation that you might be in as well regarding this connection, because that's definitely, you want to think about the Hierophant as like, when I'm talking about conformity and expectations, it's like societal ones, right? That are typically expected. You know, a common one is like, you know, once you agree to be a couple and you guys are in something together, unless you have a particular conversation, the understanding is that there's not going to be any cheating going on, right? That would be the societal norm expectation of how we do relationship in this society anyway. So obviously it depends on where you're listening from, and maybe you guys have another arrangement made, but that would just be like a basic mundane example. Okay, so let's get some background here. So we have the Knight of Swords going on here. So the Knight of Swords as the background of the situation. So definitely unpredictable roller coaster energy. Some sudden truths might have come out. Some sort of underlying conflict exposed. The good part about this is this can end up bringing a sense of relief about confusion, depending on what your situation is. You want to wait for things to settle. It does seem like before you make any big drastic decisions. Now, if this has to do with the energy that you're dealing with, if this has to do with your partner, you might be dealing with a partner who is very determined, very driven to get what they want in relationship, but at the same time they can get bored really easily and move on, where they create drama, and take no responsibility for reconciliation, leaving you in the wake of whatever stuff they kicked up, right? But this is definitely an energy of like, expect the unexpected, but this is in the back, this is the background information here. So I feel like there was some sort of like, what the hell happened kind of thing, right? Going on here, it does seem like. So let's look at the choices that you have here. So the first choice is, we have the Nine of Cups, and then we have the King of Cups. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, look, the Nine of Cups, who doesn't love the Nine of Cups? Beautiful. The Nine of Cups is about, it's definitely happiness, wishes manifesting. This could also indicate a new romance, feeling more connected to your own heart, right? It definitely does indicate a time for growth, right? An energy where the choice here could be old tensions that you have felt building up, dissolving into waters from the past. And you're just saying like, I'm not bringing that with me anymore. I don't want any negativity that's been going on up until this point. I need for those to just dissolve and go away and not want to deal with that, right? It just feeling very, very connected to your heart, right? So, I mean, these are your choices. We'd be very connected to your heart. And then we have the King of Cups energy. So the King of Cups energy is that really a need exists definitely to settle some conflict between the two of you, and you may feel really, really not sure what to do. So the idea here is to just sort of follow your heart, follow the heart of the situation, because remember, in astrology this is Libra and Scorpio energy. So Libra is the landlord of the 7th house of partnerships, and Scorpio is the 8th house, how we show up as a we, but it's also an energy of transformation because it's ruled by Pluto, modern ruler Pluto. So there's definitely a lot of change that has to happen in this relationship, but you guys have to come together and do that. You guys have to come together and exercise empathy and exercise all of that, right? In order for you to handle things in the right way. So there's got to be either, what I see here is either going in one direction and you're saying, I actually need to really respect my heart more and focus on my own happiness, right? Nine of Cups is like, what I really want, my wish fulfillment, my heart. And then the King of Cups is working together to actually work through and transform something. But you being in a space where you feel like kind of confused about it. And that could be because with the Knight of Swords energy, like you're not totally sure if this is the thing with the Knight of Swords energy. The Knight of Swords comes in and very aggressively announces their truth and what they believe, right? And what they claim that they need and they want, right? They're very again, a very driven energy, right? But that may be a mask for something. Like that may be, and you're going to intuitively feel it. Like, is somebody creating drama as a diversion to a larger issue, kind of thing? And you're going to know if you resonate with that. But let's see, the best action to take is we have the Two of Coins. Well, the Two of Coins, a decision needs to be made. You got to figure out what you want to do, because it's about negotiation, needing to make a decision regarding, more than one path. Like, are you guys going to work this out or you're not? Are you going to stay together or you're not? Are you going to do this or are you going to do that, right? Making the decision. So this doesn't have to be that you guys are breaking up. It doesn't have to be that at all. But let's say that your wish fulfilled, like what you really want is to live in, I don't know, a larger home, a different neighborhood, have a baby, get married, whatever it is that you're really, you need, right, on a soul level in order to feel very satisfied within relationship. You got to figure out, like, what are you going to do? That path or that path, And with this King of Cups energy, is this connection strong enough, meaning like the foundation, for you to have that very important, heartfelt conversation about settling this conflict? Because otherwise it's kind of like a yes or no kind of thing. Either we're going to try to work this out, together, or we're not. Right? But here, a decision needs to be made. What you're going to decide is totally up to you, right? I mean, that's for you to decide. But let's see what we have as the outcome energy. We have the King of Coins. So the King of Coins energy is very, very, this is like making the most of what you have right now. It really is. It's putting in some hard work, right? I feel like you are dealing with an energy who just wants to feel very settled in a relationship and wants that thing, right? Wants to work hard at something. But at the same time, you may be in a space where, like, really, are you working hard enough, kind of thing? You may be questioning that. Or, truth is, are you working hard enough to fix something as well? It really could go either way with the King of Coins. Yeah, any additional messages from the tarot before we pull the oracles? Temperance. One more. Nice. Well, look, I mean, relationships are hard, right? We have Temperance. So Temperance tells me that a new level of trust and patience and cooperation can be had in the relationship after you guys had, an otherwise pretty sticky time right now, but it does seem like you guys can do that. This is really about finding peace where there hasn't been, right? Which is good. Feeling there's and for a lot of you, you may be in this space where you feel like there's kind of like this balancing act, right? In an area of your life that's been really challenging within your relationship. So it could have to do with money, right? Obviously, it could have to do with some sort of family situation. Obviously, a situation between the two of you, intimacy, whatever it is. But there is this idea, because Temperance is an alchemical energy, Sagittarius is alchemical. It's you guys. So we have the Three of Swords in the middle, which is the card of pain. So, I mean, look, what needs to be tempered is the pain of this situation. And this doesn't have to be a cheating situation, so I just want to say that straight out of the gate. There are just so many ways we can hurt each other, so many ways we could break each other's hearts. And, this could also just indicate, honestly, depression. This could indicate the pain of a truth coming out, where you feel some sort of betrayal. And maybe you betrayed your partner, right? But the good thing here is the clouds of doubt are cleared, and all you guys can do now is just face the reality of a situation. Any confusion is going to be gone. You're going to be in a position where you can move on from whatever painful thing this is, so that you can have some healing. So that's good. And then we have that working with the beautiful Two of Cups. This is about being mutually supportive, mutually supportive relationship. So I do like this, especially if things are difficult, if they've been difficult, harmony returning. So really nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. But it looks like you're having a bit of a go right now. Have faith. Have faith in this situation. Very nice. Embrace an opportunity for love. Beautiful. New love. You know what I love about when the new love comes out? I'm not understanding this, obviously, as you falling in love with somebody new. You guys are in a committed relationship. But it's you finding this new sort of, it's almost like this new, door to open, right? That's been there the whole time, but you guys just haven't opened it within your relationship, which always indicates to me that there's going to be a deepening. Simple acts of kindness. Isn't that the truth? Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Just the simplest little things. The simplest little things. Just a little acts of kindness, like a little love note, or making coffee or tea for your partner, or just, I don't know, just the silliest little thing to just say, like, I was thinking of you. That's going to go a long way with you. I do know that Sagittarians do very much appreciate that. And it goes both ways, though, right? It truly does go both ways. So I do like that. So we have Aquarius. Yes. Mars. And we have 7th house. So there's going to be a lot of focus on you guys having a healthier path moving forward. Because Aquarius is all about the future. We have, Mars here is like a fresh path, a new perspective. 7th house having to do with relationship. Eighth house, intimacy. Beautiful. How we show up as a we. And really having that important conversation. Not an easy one. This is probably one of the harder conversations to have. Because 8th house energies are money. Who likes to talk about money? Nobody, right? It's like your money with your partner's money. It's intimacy. It's how you guys communicate. It's the deepest. But I mean getting down and dirty, right? Because the 8th house is ruled by Pluto, which is about digging out what's underneath. Get underneath. What are you scared of? What are your fears? What are your obsessions? It's intense. It's the underworld, right? It's that Kundalini energy. It's underneath. It's that. It's just that the obsessions and all of that. That very kind of heated, deep, emotional stuff that we feel, and just talking about it. Because why not? Who else are you going to talk about it with if you don't talk about it with your partner? Don't be afraid that they're going to reject you. Believe me, it looks like they're going to very much appreciate it. So it looks really quite beautiful there. It really does. I don't even want to pull any more energies. I like this read, so I'm going to leave it here as far as those of you who are in a committed relationship. All right, so let's go on to our complicated friends. Complicated Sagittarians. Complicated. Where we go. Complicated is you're together, you're not together, who knows? But if you're not together, definitely still in each other's energy field, that kind of thing. Oh, let's see what we got. Okay. So we're doing the death read. It sounds very ominous, like a cool Jackie, the death read. But death, is all about transformation. So obviously something needs to be transformed, right? So what needs to go, or what needs to be transformed and changed, right? So let's put that in the middle. Let's do an additional shuffle here. And we really want to get an idea of past issues to be released. Justice came out, slid right out underneath. So something needs to be transformed or released. So, I mean, we could look at this as, how fair has everything been? This is, first of all, this is a straight up relationship card, right? Justice is Libra. Libra is the landlord of the 7th house of partnerships, ruled by Venus. Oh, this is truly like, how fair have things been? And asking those big questions. Balance and fairness are important to look at right now. Remember, Venus wants us to feel good about being good and feeling good about being in a relationship. And also, she's concerned about things being equitable. Hence, like the glyph of the scales, right? Is there reciprocity when it comes to, communication, connection, intimacy, money, whatever, however we need to show up, right? But the numerology link to this is the High Priestess. So you might be feeling a lot of things deep inside that, really need to come out, you definitely need to come out. I mean, there's got to be, like, if you've been feeling like very challenged in this situation, or like there's been some sort of test that's being given to you, this does indicate that things can go well, but there has to be this release of any of the toxicity and imbalance that hasn't been going on, because there's this element of truth that's always associated as well with the Justice energy, right? Always this idea of truth. And let's see what the outcome's going to be. We have the 5 of Swords. I mean, look, we're going to pull more cards, but yeah. See, the 5 of Swords is a trippy energy. It truly is. I mean, because this is a definitive clash between what it is that you guys want and what the reality of the relationship is. There's a clash of desires and reality. And the tension and ongoing conflict is not, you're not going to win it. There's no winning it here for you guys. You understand? Because when it comes up for you, there's no win. It's better to walk away with grace and just deal with the anger and disappointment, because you can't mitigate their stuff to fix the unfixable in a situation. So it's better to kind of like let it rest for a minute. It is a minor arcana. It's not a major arcana, but it's the kind of energy where chances are because this is the future, chances are you're going to be in the space of trying to be like, what's fair, what's not fair? Can we discuss this? Let's do what's best for everybody involved, kind of thing, right? Hanging right with your morality that you guys do, which is awesome. But somebody's going to be like having their own agenda. And the thing is, the louder you yell, they're not going to hear you any more clearly. The more they yell, you're not going to hear them. It's just that kind of thing. It's the sort of energy where like it is what it is in the moment. And the 5 is the number of conflict. And obviously swords are truth and communication. So not the most comfortable energy, but it's necessary. At least for somebody. For you to realize the reality of a situation, and for you to see what's really troubling somebody, and for somebody to get something off of their back. They need to get something off of their chest here for sure. But it's like the issue is primarily theirs and not yours. And that's just something that you need to understand. Now, that's not to say that you should sit on a mountaintop pointing fingers down saying your fault or whatever, you're the problem. You don't want to do that, because that's just not going to solve anything at all. But maybe some empathy, exercising some empathy to understand why somebody may be feeling a certain way, or really dug in or really stuck in a situation, because there's definitely like the need for a win-win, some sort of compromise is definitely indicated here. So let's just pull some more energies on this Justice. We have the King of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So look, I mean, the King of Pentacles is really making the most of what you guys have right now, right? So there could be this energy of trying to just working with what you guys have, right? So maybe, for example, maybe you guys are talking about getting married, but you don't have the money, or you want to get married and there's COVID and you can't do it. And you're like, let's get married in the backyard. No, I don't want to do that kind of thing, right? Could certainly be that. As we do have the Two of Cups energy here. So I do feel like there's There is this element of love, obviously, right? I mean, the Two of Cups it's Venus and Cancer. It's mutually supportive energy within the relationship. If things are difficult, there, harmony coming back and being able to really nurture the relationship. But with the King of Pentacles, it's like, all right, we have to work with what we have and just move forward from there. But it seems like this might not be mutually agreed. Like, it seems like one of you may want more having to do with the situation, want more of, from somebody regarding a situation in order to be able to move forward. But again, the King of Pentacles is very much about making the most of what you have. It is an energy of generosity, hardworking. This is an energy that definitely prefers being in like a settled relationship, likes to be a protector, but really has no patience for people looking to take what's not his. So this might be the sort of sticky avenue that needs to be mitigated, right? Where, if let's say, the two of you, maybe one of you makes a lot more money. And so there might be this presumption that the person with the more money is going to be carrying a significant more of the load. And maybe they do, right? You go by the 30% rule. That's just my aside. Take what everybody makes and everybody contributes 30% of what they make. And that's fair, right? That's very kind of balanced, right? But that is the King of Pentacles energy, is that. So there might have been this tension and this feeling of like what's fair, what's not fair, having to do with money, or even having to do with connection, right? Because this is a love read, right? So Pentacles can also mean mental, physical, and emotional connection. So that King of Pentacle energy, the King of Coin energy, is just be like, make the most out of what you're energetically be able to give in the relationship. As this is somebody who wants to give. It certainly is. But it does seem like there's this element of unfairness that needs to be mitigated and put to rest and needs to be released, right? In order for that. Let's pull 3 cards for this. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, good. So, I mean, look, the Ace of Cups, again, is, it's a beautiful energy. Who doesn't want the Ace of Cups in a relationship read? This is, this can mean a couple of things, there's very strong love and support, in this relationship, but it could also mean, some sort of like key and emotional event happening, right, in this connection. So it could be like, surprise, I'm pregnant, or, anything actually that could really make you guys grow, that speaks to your heart space. So it can have to do with a baby. It could have to do with adopting. It could also have to do with getting a new home. It could have to do with taking on a new project together. It could have to do with prioritizing your parenting and maybe making more room within your relationship for your relationship and not making it all about the kids, right? I mean, that a lot of parents fall into that, right? And easy to fall into that for sure, right? So this is something that needs to be looked at, but definitely a positive card. And then we have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords likes to stay very in the mental realm, not allowing emotions to really kind of, run the show here, okay? Focusing very much on the mind rather than the heart, right? In order to take charge of a certain set of circumstances. So it's being very, very practical and very pragmatic, right, regarding a situation. And then the final energy here we have working with this Death card is the Queen of Cups. So, Queen of Cups is a good energy. It's Gemini and Cancer, very intuitive, high emotional intelligence. This is energy not afraid of intimacy, not afraid of what it takes, right? This is a deepening of love, deepening of emotional honesty about, what's needed in order to make something work, right? I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy for sure. But it's about communication too, right? Because in astrology, it's Gemini and Cancer. So Gemini is that 3rd house of communication. And Cancer is all about the 4th house of home. So you guys might be communicating about what's going on in your home. You might be communicating about living together, about a literal home. So it could be literally that, but it could also be that Cancer, that metaphorical home space, and what we need to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure, and having a very open and honest conversation about that. That's very, very needed here in order for this transformation to go on, right? Because it seems like that's not happening. which is why things are complicated right now. But that's definitely what the cards are telling me needs to go on. So we talked about this Five of Swords energy. Let's pull a couple of cards from there. Yeah. So we have the Ten of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Wands. I'm sorry, I was just looking at like the bottom of this. We have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So, I mean, you may be in this space of wondering like if this is even like the right thing for you anymore. Ten of Pentacles is all about maturity. So there's an element of maturation with this, right? Family maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values, shared property, creating a legacy, all of that like shared stuff, right? But with the Five of Swords energy, it's like you want that, but there's this clash between what you want and what can happen in reality. So for a lot of you, that may be like, and that could be for a whole host of issues. Maybe somebody's not divorced yet. Maybe somebody doesn't have the money to make it happen. Maybe somebody is like hitting my tree over here. I'm getting the Italian in me is coming out. Feeling all of that way, so there being this like tension, right, in that way between I want this, but I can't have it, but I want, but I can't, but I want, but I can't, right? And then, this working with the Knight of Wands energy. So feeling super Scorpio and Sagittarius, right? Scorpio is always about this transformation, obviously, right? We've been talking about that. Sag, you guys are all about moving forward with integrity. So it's got to be this change here, right? And this is where you're feeling very, very ambitious, very motivated, very, very, very passionate about moving forward in something. Like there's no question. You're feeling all of this beautiful energy to just have it in your life. You want to have that thing. You want to have that Ten of Pentacles energy. You want to be right with your money. You want to be right with your relationship. You want to be right in the element of belonging, of family, of connection, all of that. Like you're feeling very like revved up to do it, but there's this confliction between what you want and what you can actually have in reality. Now, this is a general message. Is that tension coming from that you're dealing with a person who doesn't want the same things? And so you're going to be like, I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me anymore. It was at one point, but now it's like self-imposed limitation and feeling very sort of isolated and unconnected from a situation. All right, so that's if it could be that. Maybe you both want exactly the same thing, but all of these external circumstances are getting in the way, but you're just feeling like this, like, come on already, I don't want to wait anymore, And you may be feeling that, just feeling like it's not the right thing. If it's this hard, maybe it's not right. If it's like, you know what I mean? Like you feeling like, one block after another block after another block, nothing should be this hard, right? You saying to yourself, and you're saying like, I don't know, I don't know. Is this a message from the universe that I'm not supposed to be with this person? Because it's like one thing after another, whether it's COVID, whether it's money, whether they're feeling insecure, maybe it's a family situation, whatever it is though, I feel like there's a strong desire to move forward in something and it's not happening in the way that both of you want. And that's where the complication is coming in. So we have the 9th house, which is you guys. Scorpio, again, okay? Again, about transformation. And we have Venus. Now, this is the thing. With Venus is about love and connection and smoothing over the rough edges in her high vibration. But in her low vibration, she could be very, very manipulative, very jealous, and very self-serving. So you want to make sure that as you're going through whatever transformation, that you guys do so with your moral compasses in check and exercising some real healthy self-philosophies, you know what I'm saying? Like integrity. Exercise integrity while going through this. If you can do that, the opportunity for figuring something out is there, but obviously it's going to depend on where you're at. I feel like there's like a gradation that has to do with this. It's like, depending on how long you've been together, how long you've been waiting, how severe are these obstacles, it's going to be a little different for each of you. We have 6th house. Listen, the 6th house is putting in the work to problem solve, but it's also recognizing mental, physical, and emotional health. And you really have to recognize the health of the situation, you know? But there's got to be some sort of methodology that's applied here if you guys are going to try to make it work. Be very critical, be very honest, right, of the situation. And this is a 6th house as well, is problems. It's a house of problems, which is why the Hermit is a Virgo energy, 6th house, right? Because 6th house is a Virgo energy. Solving problems. Needing to solve the problems. I feel like I want to pull these. I feel like these should go after the Island Time Wellness. We have engagement ring, partnership, commitment, completion. And we have hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, repetitive, persistent, working on it. We have camera, reminiscing, perception, learning from the past, making memories. Then we have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. Let's see what we get from that. Third-party interference, by the way, does not have to actually be, you know, you got to be careful with how you take these because life is big. People are different ages and stages and many situations are out there, right? So I don't want you to like rush to that being a thing. We have first the engagement ring and then we have you show me a stability and security I've never known. So there's definitely this beautiful connection between the two of you. And then we have hammer, sabotage, right? Rebuilding. Working on it, being persistent. I love you, but I'm afraid to lose my freedom, and I don't know how to balance this. So, you know, it could be this kind of thing where it's like, I love you, come here. Oh, wait a minute, get away. Wait, come here. Oh, wait, but that's too close. Wait, go over there. But wait, where are you going? Come here. Kind of thing, which can be really difficult, actually, even for the person who's going through something like that. It's like you want somebody, but then you're not feeling completely positive about it, but then you don't want them to go away. So we have the camera, which is about reminiscing, keepsake, learning from the past, you know, really learning from the past, about the past. Our connection still affects me. I still feel you on my soul. So especially if you guys are not together in the moment. Now we have this idea of seduction. So let's just break this down for a minute. The seduction can happen on a couple of different levels. It can absolutely be a third party interference as far as romance goes. This could also be a third-party interference as far as friends go or family. Somebody sticking their face in your business and being a super big issue having to do with that. Or this could just have to do also with, but the idea here is that somebody's being seduced in another direction, but it doesn't necessarily have to be by an actual other person. It could just be the idea of wanting to do something different. It could be by an idea that they're being seduced by. It could be their friends and their family are saying like, what are you waiting for? What are you, you know? And somebody coming in and trying to really change that mindset of that person. And them feeling very, or you even feeling very tempted to just jump on this other path because you don't feel like your needs are being met. You know, but it's a very push-pull. This is a very interesting energy. It's like two magnets that are trying to get together but like keep opposing each other. It's a very interesting energy. You make me feel a kind of anxiety I have never known, yet desired in a way I have never known. Not easy. No, but definitely a decision needs to be made here. I mean, it looks like something can be worked out, but you want to make sure that something that's being worked out isn't being worked out in a way where anyone's going to feel like, anyone's going to feel like they're sacrificing themselves for the sake of the relationship. Slow down. Please allow things to unfold. Good piece of advice, because I feel like there's somebody who's like, come on, I want it already. I was going to say I want it yesterday, but I feel like this has kind of been going on for a while. So I feel like somebody has been patient, but they're losing their patience here. But you have to slow down because something's going on here. Practice compassion. It's time to see things from a different perspective. Embrace your emotions and allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. Yeah. Allow yourself to feel. And don't bother not saying something because you feel like somebody's going to be looking at you differently or thinking about you whatever. It's so silly. But anyway, that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Happy Valentine's Day, Sagittarius. I hope that this goes in a as is indicated here, if you have resonated with this. If not, hopefully we get you next time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care now. Bye-bye.